How's it going, everyone? We're here to check out the top skins this week, and we're starting out with the Polar Expedition set. But before we get into looking at it real quick, I'm going to go ahead and mention, for anyone that is new, these skins are not in the game. These are skins that have potential to be chosen from this next week. So only 8 or so are what gets picked every week, and that means, there's a lot of skins that won't. So just for new people there. Anyways, here we go. We've got the set. It's got a burlap head wrap that looks actually very nice and warm. It's got them ear warmers, a nice scarf around the face and neck, and then the jacket itself is an actual snow jacket. So there you have it right there. Definitely a nice snowy edition. Next, we've got the Arctic military hoodie and pants, and yeah, as you can see, it's got pockets, 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 and more pockets. And then we got some dog tags up there, just in case you weren't sure it was military. Then we've got some insignia there on the side. And on the back, you've got a little bit of what looks like, armoring, but not too much. It's still very much so looks like a hoodie, so I think that was done quite well. Next, we have another hoodie and pants set, and this is the Frosty set. And like with the rest of it, you can see a little bit of the original, item underneath there, but it is covered in a thick layer of frost. And I think it actually translates pretty well to the clothing. It actually looks quite cool. No pun intended. Next up, we've got something a little bit different. This is the Street Suit set by Igor. And it comes in 2 different variations. There's this color and kind of a more red and purpley kind of set. And yeah, there you go. It kind of looks a little bit like pajamas to me. I don't know, maybe it's the material or something, or maybe it's just the lack of like a hat to make it look like a suit. I don't know. One way or another, it is definitely crusty and fits into the world of Rust. Next, we got some boots for you, and it is from a pretty old set, the Phantom set. So, of course, always nice to see new additions to older popular sets. And yeah, it definitely has that nice, leather detail to it, the red and the gold trims, everything you would expect from this old set. Next, we've got some armor for you, and it is the toy head piece and vest. So there we have the coffee can helmet. Fits right into the set quite well. I'm not sure if anyone wants red X's above their forehead, though. Yeah, that might not be too great. One way or another, there's a friendly little star on the back, and the whole thing just goes right with the whole set, and of course is a limited series. Gotta love that. Next up, we've got the emoji mask for you, and this whole thing looks like it's made out of tiles, or those like melty bead things. If you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. Anyways, it looks like this fella's got a tie and a heart, and on the back here we've got some X's and sweat marks. I'm guessing he's sweaty. That seems to be the idea I'm getting. One way or another, this set is pretty hilarious and quite creative too, so I could see a lot of people liking this one. Last but definitely not least, we've got this beautifully sculpted set, and this is the Umbracore set. And yeah, man, look at that. It has this very like obsidian kind of look to it. Very visceral, very amazing sculpting. Look at that. Definitely done a amazing job on this thing. It is mean looking. All right, next up we have our deployables, and we're starting off with quite a few sleeping bags, actually, I would say. We've got the brown footprint sleeping bag first up, and yeah, it has a white snowy counterpart, so they went ahead and made a brown bear version as well. It looks just as cozy, but might not help you blend in the snow as much as its counterpart. Next over here, we've got a Hazy sleeping bag for you. This is the Waterproof Dreams sleeping bag. It has a glow and a non-glow version, so we'll be sure to show you that. And yeah, it says 100% waterproof, and it's got all these little like glow sticker, plastic stickers you would stick to the roof, but they're all, Rust-related ones. We've got the rocket, there's an airdrop, there's dome, there's the heli, and so forth. Definitely lots of creativity. Speaking of creativity, we've got a bubble wrap bag for you. This is, well, the bubble wrap bag. I mean, there you go. And it really does look like bubble wrap. It's really, really well done. Don't know if it would be the most comfortable sleeping bag, but boy, it would be loud and really fun to mess around with. Probably would be less comfortable after you pop it all, actually. Next, we've got one more sleeping bag for you, and this one is part of the Lost Souls set and is therefore the Lost Souls sleeping bag. Down in the bottom, it kind of has like a flap that's like clipped up, which I think makes it quite different looking. But it goes with that very space theme, and yeah, there we are. Also has a glowing and non-glowing version, so of course, stay tuned for that. Speaking of glowing, we've got another set that is well known for the scientific set, and this is the metal storage box for it. So there you go. It has a little bit of a like a pinky purpley color to it there. Magenta, is that the word I'm looking for? I'm not sure. It looks a little more pink than it is magenta, but hey. Next, we've got another box for you, and this one is meant to look like an airmail package. So this is the airmail box of guns. And yeah, look, I love, even the stamp is customized. You got an airplane flying past a beautiful lighthouse. And John Doe, Rust Street, you gotta love that. The whole thing is very, very cool. And this one says construction on it and guns. So there you go. Next, over here, we've got a box that we probably don't have to say too much about. Pretty straightforward. It is the Ice Large box, and yeah, it is a iced over box, and it looks good, and it's been a very popular set. So, I mean, there we have it. The biggest question is there glow version? This one does not have an actual glow version. Then we've got a fridge for you over here, and it still says food on it, but it looks like two crates, and I think that design is just really cool. And it's something that would make bases look, you know, different. Another way to kind of just, you know, toss up, you know, different look in the base. There's even details on the back. Definitely a very cool idea. But next, we've got some doors for you. Starting off with this one is a very bright and vibrant door. This is the Watcher's Door by Ideal. It does have a glow, which is quite beautiful, that we'll check out. And yeah, it's just a very altogether impressively interesting looking door. Next, we've got another door for you over here, and it is the Hellgate sheet metal door. So we had the armor door, and this one is themed pretty closely after it. And a lot of people seem to like it, so we'll see if the theme continues along. Next, we've got quite a warm door for you. A lot of people have tried to do the kind of heater coil thing, but it's a really hard thing to do to sculpt on such a flat surface. However, this one actually looks really well done, like it is actual separate pieces and not just something that's flat. And yeah, definitely a really well done heater door. Next over here, speaking of well done, we've got this beautifully sculpted door over here. This is the Tombstone door, and it does have two versions, a glowing and non-glowing version with the candles and without, which you can see the glow here shortly. And last for our sheet metal doors, we've got another door. It's a little bit beat up, but that's kind of what fits Rust. This is the Art Deco door. And as you can see, it has some really cool kind of depth to it. And yeah, it's definitely a unique looking door. Then we've got some double doors for you. Starting over here, we've got these two. The first one here is the Deadly Butterfly. And yeah, as you can see, the wings are skulls. Definitely a cool design there. And then over here, we've got the Test Zone door by Sill. Next, we've got two garage doors for you. Starting out with this one is the Perfection Garage Door. And yeah, it has all sorts of different signs from Rust. You've got the Cobalt, a big old caution sign, Zen Labs, Do Not Enter, and then the CCSC off of one of boats out there. So definitely a very cool use of the lore in Rust. And last, we've got kind of a fun little garage door. This is the Crazy Bear by Retro, and yeah, it is a, well, goggle-wielding, snowmobile-driving polar bear wearing a Panfer helmet, which we are very familiar with as the Heavy Helmet. So definitely hilarious. Let's go ahead and kill the lights and take a look at the glow. All right, first item up here. Then we've got those candles. Definitely a nice glow. This looks just like the heaters themselves. Definitely very cool. And we've got that same kind of like crazy warped bleeding dripping effect kind of going on there where you're like, hey, is there something on my eyes? Which is, you know, whole thing of the set. And then we've got that eye. Look at that. Very, very vibrant. Definitely going to make your base stand out, but I don't think you're worrying about that if you're getting a glowing door in the first place. You'll probably be using it inside. Then we can cruise all the way over to our box here. And you can always see a bit of the tint has been changed to match the color of the box a bit. So there's that little bit of a pinky color to it, as you can see. Then we've got our sleeping bags. There we go. Stickers are definitely really cool. Alright, so we're up to that last part of the video where we check out the tools and weapons. And first off, we've got this very shiny rock for you. This is the version 2 of the Swag Rock. And yeah, there you have it. I mean, what else is there to say? Next, we've got some stone tools for you, and it's a continuation in the rebar set, or what could be a set, I should say. So we got the knife, maybe we'll see the tools, we'll just have to see. And of course, you have to have the matching pickaxe to go with it. But then it's not the only set we've got this week of stone tools. We've also got the cactus tools. And look at that. It actually does look like a little chunk of cactus. I'm not sure how much work it would do against stone, but hey, you know, it's the novelty of the look that goes with it, right? And of course, it's matching stone pick. Then we've got a bow for you, and if you look at this one, look at that. It has a beautiful blue section to it that just really picks up the light, and yeah, it's just quite a gorgeous looking bow. This is the Dwarf Lord Hunting Bow. Go ahead and draw it back. You can see some gems with the same kind of effect up there at the top with some gold trim around it. Definitely a very cool one. Next up, we've got Crossy for you, and it is a continuation in the Pixel set. It is the Pixel Crossbow, of course. And then, yeah, it's got this kind of cool little effect where the actual trough is water there. And, yeah, it's just all designed pretty cool. And the tips of the actual bow are actual, like, lava from the set. A lot of work kind of put into this one to make it look unique. And to use the different sections. Next, we've got a continuation in the comic set with the comic Revy. This thing has a piff paff. You gotta love that. Kind of does sound. I can hear piff paff. I hear it. There you go. You know. And of course, it always has a signature smiley face, which will be there to guide you as you stare down the sights. Next, we've got a continuation in the Glistener set with the Glistener Star. And, yeah, everything you would expect from the set. Nice twisted barrel and some very shiny paint. Aim down the sights there. You've got a red kind of tip. And there's the reload. Next, we've got an MP5 for you. And this one, well, it looks like the whole thing is just covered in oil paint, and I love it. It's so different, unique, and the color tones, everything to it is just very different from anything we really see very often. So there you go, guys. Look at that. Next, we've got a very sleek MP5 for you. This is the Chromium MP5, and yeah, it's got a very, you know, clean, militaristic look to it. Some kind of carbon fiber look to the actual stock and so forth. Aiming down the sights, you've got some red against the silver and black. Last in this group, we've got the first of our AKs, and this one is staring right back at you with some crazy looking scales and an eye. This thing is creepy and crazy. This is the Dragon's Eye AK. Definitely does look like a dragon. Very cool. And very different color scheme. Next up, we've got a whole row of AKs for you. Starting off with this one here with some more amazing artwork. This is the AK-47 Reaper. Definitely very cool. And I gotta love that gem right there. It's very unique as well. You can even see it when you're aiming down the sights a bit, which has a scythe and some blue and aqua tips for you. Next, we've got a very different looking AK. This one is very futuristic and clean. This is the Interstellar AK by Milo. And, well, there you go. I mean, it's definitely supposed to have that kind of space vibe going on with it. Aiming down the sights here, you've got some red and iron sights going on. Next, we've got a rainbowy AK for you. This is the Flower Power AR. And it also comes in a stockless version, which I always have that down in the description. I have a link to the workshop, so you can check out the different versions whenever there are. Go ahead and aim down the sights. You've got a little flower and some purple and aqua blue mixture of colored sights there. Next, we've got another beautiful AK for you. This is the AK Conklahoma. I feel like I'm butchering that horribly. I am so sorry. But yes, one way or another, very beautiful design to it. Aiming down the sights here, you can see a red versus kind of the grayish black kind of going on there. There's the reload. Then we've got another art piece for you. This one is a watery ram. This is the Water Goat AK. Very cool. I think it has kind of like a Capricorn kind of thing going on, I guess. Aiming down the sights, there you go. You can see some water splashes of paint, which I think is quite cool. And there we go. All right, next up we've got some LRs for you, and this one has another sleek kind of clean futurist look to it. And this one would be called the Resilience LR300, or, well, LR300 Resilience. I don't know if it makes a difference on the order there. But one way or another, it has kind of a carbon fiber look to some of the parts. Then you've got the red and grays going on. I don't know, for some reason, I know that's not what they're going for. It reminds me of a Nintendo controller a little bit. I think it's just the red, gray, and black kind of thing going on there. But one way or another, definitely very sleek looking LR. Next, we've got a painted up LR for you, and this one has a crazy octopus on the side of it. This is the Radiation Sickness LR. And it does have a stockless version, but my understanding, for last I spoke to Hulk about stockless LRs, it was a no-go because of the animation being broken from that, where you still pull out a stock that doesn't exist. So that one wasn't included in the list for that reason. Aiming down the sights here, you got a little radiation symbol and a green versus a red for the sight. Next, we've got one more LR for you, and this one is a continuation, what it looks like to be a set for the Polar Bear set. And yeah, we got that L9. Maybe we'll see the LR300. I don't know, we'll just have to see. Aiming down the sights here, not too much going on. It'd be nice if there was some color variation there, or maybe some more artwork on it. I'd say that's the one downside to this beautiful design. And last but not least, we've got a very creative idea for the L96. Look at this. It's a beaten up, worn and torn, completely trashed one. This is the damaged L96 by FaZe. And yeah, I think it's actually a really cool idea. I could see a whole set in this being popular. Just for the fact of it just looks all messed up and rusty, you know? So there we have it, guys. That is everything for this week. I hope that there is something that you'd like to see, and go ahead and leave those comments. As always, love to hear that feedback. And if it's not for me, I'll try to get to the right person if possible. Thanks for watching, stay rusty, and we'll see you on Thursday to see which ones of these skins actually made it in. Thanks for watching.